Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Fox United here, and welcome back to another Last to First or Last to Question Mark challenge for you guys today here on my channel. Today we're here with the Hungarian Grand Prix. Of course, the Hungarian Grand Prix taking place this weekend, so we're going to be here racing around the Hungaroring with Fernando Alonso's McLaren Honda. If you do enjoy today's video, drop a like and subscribe if you're new around here as well. And thanks for all the support on these videos. They get a lot of support, and I really do appreciate it. But we are here for the grid now. We had a full wet qualifying, which means that we're doing something different compared to the rest of the field. And it is lights out. Here we go here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's been a decent start from us here, and as you can see now, we're going to get squeezed in by Giovinazzi, and we tried to go as close as we could, but unfortunately hitting the wall there, which is not what we wanted to do at the start. But luckily Giovinazzi moves over us and gives us the space to really lunge our car in towards turn one. Bit of contact and wheel banging there between us and Sainz, but at the end of the day, we're all for a little bit of wheel banging. There's nothing too major there as we go flying through here. So many cars that we're just going to fly by, squeeze around the outside of Carlos Sainz, give him all the room that he deservedly needs there, and the virtual safety car comes out, and I nearly went straight into the back of Esteban Ocon there, and that would have been a little bit embarrassing if he went straight back into the back of him. But let's have a look at a replay of the start then. So as you can see, it was actually Vettel on pole position. Bottas got a very nice start, and my teammate Fernando actually started in 6th, so great result from him. Bottas here gets a cracking start and flies on through, but the chaos is actually in the background. Into towards turn 1, Bottas takes the lead of the Grand Prix. We go down the inside, a little bit of a silly move there, definitely hitting Sainz, and it may have potentially actually caused the contact further back from us actually getting the hits there. But we're going to have a look at it from further back here, and we go round the outside here of Carlos Sainz, or the Satanic Fiat. It was Sainz. Then the virtual safety car comes out, and we just about get out of the way of that. Having a look then now, unfortunately, you can't get rid of the manners in this game, so I've just decided to keep them, and they've got a Brawn livery this time. Last time they had Prima, this time they've got Brawn. And this is them getting stuck on one of the Renaults. For some reason they got stuck, and yeah, there goes the Renault then back off into the distance. It was actually Nico Hülkenberg that got stuck on one of the Brawn cars. If you want to see a video with the Brawn livery, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll happily do one. And there is actually Sainz there hitting Hülkenberg. So Palmer was the one that got hit off by the Brawn, and Hülkenberg, so both Renaults getting involved in the action here. Virtual safety car is ending. We've actually got a little bit of speed, so we're now side by side with Esteban Ocon, and we're looking to try and get past him. Unfortunately, we actually overtook him illegally, so we gave the place back and then went straight down the inside. Very cheeky maneuver there, and we just had a lot more momentum after the virtual safety car restarts, so we're able to carry on our way. Next up the road is my teammate Stoffel Van Dorn, followed by Raikkonen, Verstappen, Hamilton, Vettel and Bottas. We're probably not going to be challenging those top 6 drivers, but we certainly want to try and get best of the rest, and that's exactly what we're going to do here today. So we're going to be carrying things onwards now, and as you can see here, Stoffel Van Dorn making his way down the straight. We're also making our way down the straight here. Unfortunately, it's not enough for Stoffel Van Dorn. He just has to, sorry, not for us, unfortunately. We just have to sit back, wait a little bit longer, keep the car in rich fuel mixture, because you can keep the car in rich actually for a lot longer than all the other drivers as they come flying through now, through 2, now towards turn 3 here. Great angle there of our McLaren Hondas, as you can see now, coming up the hill towards turn 4. Can we make a move on Stoffel up here? No, it's just too difficult to make a move there. We've got a great run on the exit here, and we are going to just squeeze our car there down the inside, and we do a very, very nice job there, making the move stick there on Van Dorn, and that is us up into P7 now in this Grand Prix, and that is us happily moving up the grid now. As you can see now, we're catching up to the back of Kimi Raikkonen in the Ferrari, so we definitely want to get past him as quick as we possibly can. If we can get past him, then we can certainly move onwards and consider trying to attack one of the Red Bulls, or even the Mercedes cars. Who knows what we can do in this race? But like I said at the start, we all actually started this race on the on whatever type we wanted, as Lance Stroll there is out of the Hungarian Grand Prix. So bad luck there for Lance Stroll, and we are going to find out just why in a second. And here it is here. So Lance is coming around the second to last corner here, sorry, the last corner, and unfortunately it is a very rare engine failure for the Mercedes package there. Unfortunately, Lance Stroll's engine has exploded, and he is going to pull off here. But like I was saying at the start of the race, it was a full wet qualifying, and of course I just crashed out in qualifying because you don't need to be in quali because I'm starting last. So everyone started this race on soft tyres, whereas I'm not. I'm starting on super soft, so I need to be really just pushing up the field now, because all the defensive work that I'm going to have to do is going to come later in this race. So we get a great run up turn 4, just like we have done. And again, Raikkonen is in my grasp, and I'm going to go for it there. Down the inside, a very sneaky move that I seem to be pulling off on a couple of drivers, and it's working nicely. Now we can close up onto Verstappen, but unfortunately, no, look at that. We've unfortunately locked up the brakes there. Well, not really, we haven't locked up the brakes, sorry. We've just overshot the braking zone, and Verstappen pulls off into the distance now as Fernando Alonso myself, well, that's who I'm driving for, has lost out a lot of ground here. And Kimi Raikkonen now looking fancy to get back past us. We are reuniting the McLaren Honda versus Ferrari rivalry here, just in a completely different era. Down the inside of turn 1, we make the move stick there on Kimi Raikkonen to defend our position. He's going to come back at us a little bit here. He's going to stick with it, Kimi, so he's not going to back down from this one just yet. He gets side by side through towards turn 2. Now we're going to have to stick it round the outside of Kimi. We're going to give him all the space that he deservedly needs as well. And as you can see, we just make that one stick, forcing him wide on the exit of 3. Fantastic scrap there between myself and Raikkonen. Really, really fair. And he comes back at us a little bit in towards turn 4. Had a little look there, but it's not going to work for Kimi as he has to wait a little bit longer to make his next move onto lap 5 of the Grand Prix now. And Raikkonen is back on my tail again. And Verstappen is pulling away now. 4.3 seconds, I think it is. Or maybe it's 3 seconds clear, but nonetheless, we're trying to hold off a Ferrari here, going straight to the defensive inside line as per usual. You can see them fighting up ahead, and that's where Raikkonen wants to be as he goes clean past us here. But we're going to be daring on the brakes here. My Honda package may not be exactly quick, but I am very good in the braking and in the corners, which is obviously where Fernando Alonso claims he is also amazing at. So at least me and Alonso have some sort of recognitions, and we know each other well, which is why I picked Alonso basically, because I don't really like Van Dorn either. But anyway, moving things on the 10. We're going to be continuing onwards. On to lap 6 of the Grand Prix now. The gap between myself and Verstappen is 4.4 seconds. So it's come to my attention now that the battle is ready to either get P6, or maybe if Raikkonen gets past me, the battle for P7. And that's what I'm really looking for in this Grand Prix. But for now, I've got track position on Kimi Raikkonen, so I'm not going to just sit here and let him through. I know that Kimi Raikkonen is a hell of a lot quicker than me, and is basically just literally sniffing my rear end like no man's business. But I am going to defend against him as hard as I can, because at the end of the day, this is for track position, and I have no right to give up the places. So down the inside, once again on Kimi Raikkonen, we do manage to defend him yet again, and we're just going to keep doing that consistently now. And yeah, we don't really need to do anything else. We've just got to keep on practicing here. So moving onwards now in towards turn 2 here, we've got a nice comfortable gap on Kimi Raikkonen, and we are going to be coming in for a pit stop at the end of this lap to move on to the soft tyres, in which everybody else is going to be then switching later on in the race to the super soft tyres. So this is going to be a crucial couple of laps for me, as I've really got to get my foot down, and then eventually when they all come out of the pits, I'll have a slight advantage, which they will then close with their super soft tyres, but hopefully I can hold them off. But we're coming into the pits now. This is going to be for our one and only stop here. Van Dorn actually getting very close to Raikkonen there, so he might actually get close to him here, as we're going to come in towards our pit box. Hopefully our mechanics can change our tyres faster than the McLaren Honda engine package itself. Maybe, maybe not, we're not really sure. Coming into the pit stop now, it was a 2.2 second pit stop. Very decent pit stop there from the Honda mechanics, so very good stuff there. But unfortunately, we are actually going to come out in quite a bit of traffic, which is going to be a bit of a problem for us. We are going to have to get past him here as we go side by side with Hulkenberg, but we just about stay out in front of him there. So luckily, not going to get held up by a Renault this time around. We are going to stay in front. We've got the 2 Brawn cars there. Also, we've got Jolyon Palmer there, just getting annoyed by the fact that these cars are non-existent, but of course it's just a game, so it doesn't really matter here. But through turn 3, the 2 Brawns have completely screwed each other over there and given me the free positions there. That was really good reactions there to have managed to avoid those 2 cars and to avoid Jolyon Palmer's car as well. And that's 3 places basically gained in the span of 1 corner. So that's very useful for myself. We've got the 2 Saubers, and we've also got the Force India Perez there in the way. I believe this is Ericsson. It's not, it's Giovinazzi. I lied. We're going to go try and sneak it down the inside there. Very, very strange move. You don't really see many maneuvers there, but we need to get a move on in this Grand Prix. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to take any prisoners. I'm just going to go straight past and get on with it here. As we can see, Sergio Perez now is in front of us. And again, not wasting any time, going to go down the inside of the Pink Panther and make my move stick there. Of course, hopefully Sergio Perez isn't that disappointed, because he's probably going to be my teammate for my F1 2017 career mode when we get round to actually having the game, because of course I'm driving for Force India. Moving on to lap 9 of the Grand Prix now, and we've closed up to the back of Marcus Ericsson. Undoubtedly, of course, McLaren Honda actually has some pace, and we're able to get through on Ericsson. But of course, with this being the 2016 game, McLaren Honda was programmed to be slightly further up the field, because they were actually quite quick last year. This year, not so much. So down the inside here on Marcus Ericsson, nice clean maneuver there, and we are up into P13. Of course, there are still many drivers yet to make their pit stops, so of course it's not quite showing our exact locations as we carry things onwards now onto lap 10 of the Grand Prix here. We're going to be now continuing onwards, and there's a yellow flag behind us, and there has been a crash, unfortunately, and who's been involved in that? Hulkenberg is out of this Hungarian Grand Prix. He's had an absolutely shocking Grand Prix all round, really, and it's all come to blows here, and I believe that was a Force India going off. It was, and he's gone into the side of Hulkenberg and completely taken off his wheel there. Let's have a look from Hulkenberg's POV. So he's catching up to Palmer. Then we've got there's an overtake going on in the background, a side pod glitch. It looks like he's going to Perez. Oh, that's really unlucky for Hulkenberg. Wrong place at the wrong time for the Renault driver here. Having a look on board with the Brawn driver, because of course Brawn is Brawn, why not? It is actually Haryanto. He gets side pod glitched by Perez. Perez comes back onto the track aggressively, just doesn't see Hulkenberg there, and goes straight into the side of him. Looking on board with Perez now, you can see the side pod glitch in full. Look at that, he's trying to turn, just stuck. And then all of a sudden you can see he turns on heavily and just goes and whacks into Hulkenberg. Surprisingly, Perez takes absolutely no damage from that. Really, really odd that. Skipping forward now all the way to lap 14 of the Grand Prix, it has now got to the stage where all of the other runners around me have made their stops for the super soft tyres. Now I am the one that's a sitting duck on the soft tyres. You can see Esteban Ocon and Stoffel Van Dorn are right behind me and are willing to take any sort of mistakes from myself to come home and take this P7. This is the best we're probably going to be able to fight for unless we get a very, very late safety car here. As you can see now, there goes Esteban Ocon in the Pink Panther. Unfortunately, the Mercedes package is just too good, but my brakes are much better, and we're going to go down the inside here of Esteban Ocon, make that one stick, and there's Van Dorn there, smacking into the back of Ocon. So Van Dorn making his braking point all messed up there, and actually goes into the back of Ocon and gives him a little love tap there. Lap 16 of the Grand Prix now, and because of that smack from Van Dorn, he's actually allowed me to stay in front for a further 2 laps. So in some ways, thanks Van Dorn, I actually kind of appreciate that, talking about it, because it allowed me to stay in front for a little longer. But Ocon is now back right behind us here, looking on board with the rear wing cam here. Moving on to Ocon's POV now so we can get a better camera for you guys here. He comes flying through. Van Dorn makes it difficult for me to come back in the slipstream, but we're still going to dive it down the inside. Ocon locks up, and Van Dorn takes the position there. So a rare mistake there from the Frenchman as Esteban Ocon locks up there and gives the position to Stoffel Van Dorn. That's going to allow me to stay in front for the time being. Van Dorn now up into 8th place. Of course, he did start 6th in this Grand Prix, so he's going to be a little bit frustrated, but of course, it was a full wet qualifying session, so he was obviously going to be slightly faster than usual here. Lap 17 now onto lap 18 in this Grand Prix, and Stoffel Van Dorn says that he wants to be the better man in McLaren, and he wants to beat the double world champion, which is obviously myself here, and he goes for it with DRS, and again, Ocon blocking my attack there, so I'm going to have to just do it down the inside and hope that I've got enough speed to get there, and I do just that there. A little bit of contact, more wheel banging between Stoffel Van Dorn and also Esteban Ocon, but it's all fair in love and war, and we stay in front for the time being here on the final lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix, and we're still in P7, and now it looks much, much harder for them to get past. Through the middle sector now, you can see that Valtteri Bottas has actually gone and won this Hungarian Grand Prix, dominated from start to finish, and you can tell I haven't even come out of the second sector yet, so you can tell how big Bottas' gap was, but we're still trying to hold off Van Dorn and Ocon, and we are going to do so very, very nicely, so no need to worry about that here. Round towards the final few corners now, just 2 more to go here, and round the second to last corner now, as you can see, and then we're going to be coming towards the final corner now here, and basically we got best of the rest. Of course, it was Ferrari, Red Bull and Mercedes out front, starting last in the McLaren Honda and finishing P7. Not a bad result at all for us today in this last question mark challenge. It is indeed a last to P7 is what we did today, which is a really, really good job. Obviously scoring some crucial points for McLaren Honda, and yeah, all is amazing in there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to drop it a like, that'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here as well, and I'll be back with another video very, very soon. Take care all guys, peace.